Yeah, the choices are Trump or Trudeau, which is a great conversation to have. I agree. It's a great conversation to have. So in those lines, I'm on Trump's side 100% if those are my options. Why am I on that side? Well, I've seen the way Trudeau has handled this situation, and it's this situation currently that we're talking about. And that, in case you don't know what we're talking about, it's the lockdowns, it's the vaccine mandates, it's how the Canadian government has handled the pandemic here for us, right? Versus what we see in the States. So for me, I know that this prime minister, I there was a video that came out today because the House of Commons did meet on Monday. So there was some clips that were thrown out about some of the people, some of the MPPs that would stand up from different parts and speak against what they felt was the problem with what Trudeau's doing right now. And I agreed with a lot of those things. The reason why I feel like Trump would be a better person is exactly like I said. You may not agree with the people that he's backing up, but he was for the people. He's for the people. And the thing about Trump is like, I understand that he's a businessman, but he doesn't have the same, I have to do this to maintain this type of image mentality. That's very clear. He knows what his image is. And I'm going to say whatever the hell I want, whichever way I feel. Trudeau, I don't know where he stands on anything. I don't, because I've heard too many times of him saying that this is not going to happen in this country, and then it happens. I don't even have to bring up the blackface thing, because him talking about blackface and then him coming and talking about how he is so disgusted by the swastikas and all these things that he sees on this freedom convoy, which, listen, if you're looking for those things, you're going to find them. But that's not predominantly the majority of people who are joining this convoy. I could tell you that. Okay. So the fact that you want to do blackface and then want to mention how you're disgusted by the swastikas, that to me doesn't make any sense either. It's just a man who let's see if I can find a Pokemon for him. Oh yes, he's a Ditto. He's a Ditto. Anybody who knows Pokemon knows what a Ditto is. It's a chameleon. It's the Pokemon that can change it to any other Pokemon when they feel necessary for that situation. And that's why I don't like how he's moving. And that's why I would take Trump over him. I know where Trump's coming from. I know what he stands for. He's very clear. He speaks his mind, and he's not controlled by anybody else. When he says something, he says it. That's what he does.
So, thank you. I'm just gonna read off points, and then
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. I didn't.
and
I
and
just
and then I
yeah.
think
Maybe I should have did points. Maybe I'll feel like I needed some points after you. After
I'm just
that.
gonna read off points, and then you guys say who, and I'll read off points for both sides, and I'll do it quickly, and then you guys say who you would want running our country. Okay, let's talk about
All
Trump.
right, I'm gonna like this because
So
this
let's
is gonna
let's
be
talk
good
about
for me.
Trump, right? Because we did talk about Trudeau misleading and lying, and so let's talk about Trump. So Washington, this is according to Washington Post. Trump's false or misleading claims total 30,573 in 4 years. So his entire presidency, he has straight up lied or made misleading claims 30,573 times. So, he's definitely got the crown as a liar. I'll try to speed this thing up though. He was actually impeached. He got fired from the job when he called far right protesters very fine people. So again, the people that he stands for, right? The neo Nazis, the Proud Boys, etc.
Impeached because he stands on what he believes, though, and he
No,
doesn't
he
follow
no 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 no
everybody's thing.
no no no. Listen, just for clarity, again, I'm
Impeached
trying
because he stands for what
again.
he believes.
This is my part of the
Just
segment here.
continue on with your
Thank
points.
you.
I'm
So
just throwing in my little thing.
it's unnecessary. Listen, for actual clarity, there is a link in the description that points out further details on every point that I'm making, so you don't have to go with what he's saying.
There
So
will
we'll
be
keep it
no
moving.
link.
So we'll keep it
There's
moving.
never been a link.
How about when he imposed the Muslim travel ban? Then when he fired the acting attorney general for not defending that Muslim travel ban, when he tried to stop transgender students from using school bathrooms in line with their gender, when he reportedly called, not reportedly, I've heard it with my own ears, Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas, racist again, of course, when he appointed an anti-abortion advocate to oversee family planning, funding for lower income communities, let that sink in, when he removed protection status from 59,000 Haitians, forcing them to return to a disaster-ridden Haiti by July 2019, 59,000. When he cut corporate tax to its lowest rate since 1939, he's for the people. He cut corporate tax to its lowest since 1939, when he oversaw the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. Again, just doesn't know what he's doing on the job. When he separated migrant children from their parents. How could we forget that one? When he sprayed Black Lives Matter protesters with tear gas just so we could take a picture. There's video of this stuff. When he incited,
he physically used the tear gas himself.
Obviously, he's the president. He's not.
That's crazy. That Donald Trump is just out there just throwing tear gas at people.
When he incited a violent attack on the Capitol building that left 5 people dead. Of course, we're talking about January 6th, right? So this is just a couple of the highlights on Trump. Let's look at Justin.
Highlights.
Let's look at Justin. So
highlight reel.
And he has issues with the indigenous people, of course. So in 2015, that election, Justin Trudeau made 5 key promises to the indigenous people. He's only met 2 of those promises, so he's a liar. In 2018, there was sexual assault accusations. Apparently, this happened to a journalist named Rose Knight. This was 18 years ago during a music festival. And according to Rose, he apologized the same day after the incident and said he would not have been so forward if he knew she was a journalist. I just felt that was important because Trump's got the whole grab her by the, of course, right. When he did blackface more than once. How about this? So spending $215,000 on a vacation that we all paid for to the Bahamas. So thank you, Trudeau. Hope you had a fun time. And of course, the Trans Mountain Pipeline sold out the environment for money. We all remember that. And here's the other one too. Discriminating against gay men. So how did he do that? Well, there was a period in time when if you were gay, you couldn't donate blood, right? You actually had to go 5 years and no sex if you wanted to donate blood. So Trudeau stepped in and he made a huge change. That change is you now only have to wait 1 year of no sex. So, misleading gay people. So, I mean, these are just, I'm sure there's a lot more.
There's also the reports of the mistreatment that the Black people who have worked for him have come out and said about working for him, what it's like working for him if you're a person of color. There's also just the one other thing where in 2018, when he was literally on stage, looked directly at a gentleman who was holding up a swastika flag and didn't comment about it at all. In fact, he thanked the gentleman for coming to his rally, his press conference. So there was also that.
Yeah, and thank
small
you
things.
No, but thank you for adding it. I appreciate it. The point is these are the things that happen, right? So now
this is life. The point of this is that this is life.
So now who do you want? You want Justin Trudeau or do you want Trump? If you had to make that decision, and these were your options, Trudeau or Trump.
And the criteria is during the situation of the pandemic.
Knowing all these
things. Right. Yes. We have to be very specific. This is not because outside the pandemic, the answer is very obvious. But during the pandemic, with the situation and far as how it was handled, who would you rather have handling the situation? I'd rather have the person who's listening to the people.